Everything can't be perfect for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Y'all have a serious quarterback problem. Now, yes, my bad. I did clickbait y'all a little bit. This video is not going to be about Bryce Young. This video is actually going to be about your 4-star 2023 quarterback recruit in Eli Holstein. I really have no other way to say this other than this dude's throwing mechanics are terrible. So I found footage of every quarterback's Elite 11 performance during their pro day, which is basically a scheduled set of throws that each quarterback has to make to show off, you know, can they make those on the run? Can they make the deep ball? Just things like that. And I'm sorry to say it, Alabama fans, but Eli Holstein, his mechanics are Tim Tebow light. Let me first show you guys what I mean. So going frame by frame, one thing he does have is he has really solid footwork. I will give him that. I'm not going to throw it all into the bus, but look at this throwing motion frame by frame. Opens up wide, ball turned down, palms fully down, has to flip the ball back over, and that's why Eli Holstein struggles to throw anything other than fastballs. No touch, nothing, just everything's 100% gas. Aroldis Chapman, we throwing 1,000 miles an hour each and every single ball. Oh, Marcus, that's just one throw. Okay, I got you. Here's another deeper throw that y'all can really see. Again, at the Elite 11, all these quarterbacks are throwing to receivers they've never thrown to, so don't really pay attention to the ball placement. Obviously, you would like to see these quarterbacks, you know, hitting the receivers in stride, but just look more so at the fundamentals. Let's go back and look at the fundamentals of this throw. So, firstly, his pretty much from like the waist down, he's got solid footwork. He can move around the pocket very well. Everything at the hips and above is just not connected. You can just see. First off, he's not getting his hips out in front of him effectively, and so he has to like use his arm to like really drive the ball downfield. There's actually another throw. It's a little bit. Yeah, this throw shows it a little bit more of. You can see his throwing motion goes in like two parts. It's this top part right here. It's this part where he kind of like winds up his shoulders, and then he just like launches the ball. But look at how his hips and his shoulders are clearing at the same time. Normally for quarterbacks, you want to see them really getting their hips out in front of them, really opening up their hips so that they can use their body as a coil. I'll show you more details like with the demonstration. But you can just see he just opens up all of his chest extremely closed off. Like you would want to see his hips like at least pointing to the receiver, but his hips are completely pointed this way, and then he opens it all up, and that's why he's having this consistency issue, and that's why he has to constantly be throwing fastballs. It's because he's trying to correct so many things into the last second, and then he just lets it all go and just hopes that it's going in the right direction. So I'm gonna show you guys some CJ Stroud throws to show you guys exactly what a top tier quarterback's fundamentals should be looking like, but I'm gonna show you first in person. So the issue that Eli is having right now is as any quarterback, you want to be here like ball up top. You want to come out, up, and through. It's kind of hard to tell because I'm kind of tall, but Eli's is like out, like palms facing down, and then he's coming up. And obviously you can't really lift your shoulder up like that. So you have to flip your wrist. And so he's pretty much going out way wide. Like not Tebow is like down here. At least he's flat, which you like to see. You don't want to see this ball. You don't want to see the wrist underneath the elbow. So the worst that you want to see is kind of where he's at, where he's kind of like opening it up sideways. But then he has to flip it all at the top. It's like out, and then he has to like flip everything, and because he has so much movement in his wrist coming through the top, he's not clearing his hips thoroughly. Everything, it's just not a fluid motion. It's almost a two-part throw. If I can effectively show you that, guys, his throwing motion is here. It's like opens up. You see how the hips aren't squared away yet, and then he has to flip the ball. So he's out here, flips the ball, and is just trying to just throw everything there smoothly, instead of most quarterbacks where you're gonna want to see this really like it, because you can load your shoulder two different ways. You can either load it by just ripping the ball back or moving your hips forward. Because when you move your hips forward, look at how if I open up, I'm back here. If I just open up my hips, I can already let this thing go. So most quarterbacks you're gonna want to see is opening up the hips and then coming through. So it's all one fluid motion. Like once your hips are out in front of you, it's a lot easier to really get some whip on that ball. Whereas if you're opening up right here, it's like if you're opening up right here, you can't whip this ball from here. It's too much of a motion. Like that's why you're seeing this like 2-part motion from him. Instead of coming over the top like that, it's like it's this secondary motion that he has to do that it gives him a really slow release. B, it makes him very inconsistent, and C, because he's trying to speed so much stuff up at the point of release, that's why he's only able to throw fastballs. For example, let me now show you what CJ Stroud, who, if Eli had a more traditional throwing style, he would actually have a very comparable throwing style to CJ Stroud. They both like to really release the ball like high up top and really like drive the ball almost like a javelin throw type of release. But this is what a throwing motion should look like. Very smooth, over the top. You see how everything's just a lot smoother right there? I'll run it back. I'll run it back in slow-mo so you guys can really see what's going on right here. So again, footwork is solid. Notice how the ball, when he's coming back up with it, it's not so much a flip of the wrist. It's just coming straight over the top. It's very smooth. It's not here, I'm waiting until the last second to let it all go. It's still out here, but now it's just a lot smoother of a release. Again, let's run through this in slow motion. Look at how clear in the hips. Oh, he's opening up the hips already, so that he could really just let that ball it's almost like a coil. And once you open up your hips, you're just winding up the coil, and then when you bring your arm around, you're letting the coil go. Here's that same sideline throw from Eli. You see how everything's just a lot more compact, a lot quicker. He's just able to get the ball out quicker. And obviously he's just throwing to college running backs. But again, that ball is barely getting, I mean, you're looking at what? Yeah, that ball barely even gets underneath his elbow. It's all straight up. Hips are already opened up, coming over the top. Like that's exactly what you want in especially a college level quarterback. One more of these deep throws so you can really see just how all the mechanics are put together. So again, climbs up into the pocket, opens up the hips early. Hips are already open. It's not back and then I'm trying to come through with my hips at the end. The hips are already being clear to the shoulders. Comes over the top. Again, this ball barely ever gets underneath his elbow. It's literally just straight back, over the top, slinging it through. I mean, look at where his hips are already super cleared. Fires through, tight spiral. Like that is a throwing motion that you're gonna want to see Eli develop. I mean, again, just like look at. So you just saw CJ Stroud, and you saw how it is smooth and effortless. Even on deep pass, he's able to get the ball out very effortlessly. Eli looks like he's struggling. Everything's like, it just looks like, like I gotta like force this ball out. I mean, again, look, he's almost at the top of his throw here. I'll run it back so it's a little bit smoother. It's kind of hard to tell with this dude in the way. Opens up, hips are super closed still. By the time his hips are fully open, by the time that the ball is releasing. With CJ, his hips are fully open at like almost the top of his release, not at the like literally after his release is out. That's why you're seeing this like, it's just a really jerky 2-part throwing motion that it doesn't have a lot of consistency. You can't replicate the same throws. It's slow. It's not accurate, and it pretty much limits you to only being able to throw fastballs. So a touch, a fade ball to the corner, like a lot of that's going to be more of his arm talent, which obviously he made it to the Elite 11, so he has arm talent. Obviously he's got an Alabama offer, so he's got talent. It's just he has to. It's not even a maybe he literally has to change this throwing motion. You see it the worst when he's rolling away from his throwing arm. I mean, look at how he has to pretty much. It's not again, he has solid footwork. Rolling out. That ball gets super wide on him, opens up his chest a lot. Again, palm facing down, has to flip the wrist at the end. See right here, because he's running away, he's able to clear his hips, so the throw itself is smoother. But again, it's like he's like trying to throw a spear almost, and that works for some quarterbacks, but Not when you're trying to be Alabama's next quarterback. Like, you need to be able to throw all the different types of balls on the field. But that's just a quick video of me breaking down. Hey, all my Alabama fans, I know that y'all got Bryce Young for another year. Obviously, Eli is going to get a year to where he can really develop. They're going to get him in that quarterback room where he's going to be able to, you know, help polish up his game a little bit. But to me, and I normally don't have takes like this, but after seeing his throws in the Elite 11, if he does not fit, he needs to get his hips in line and just get him fluid with his throwing motion. And he's got to keep, like his whole motto for his freshman year should just be, I just got to keep the ball, instead of coming out here, just come right here. It's a very simple move. Instead of opening up everything, just come back up top. You can get the same whip on it as if you came all the way out there. It's just a shorter motion, and it lets you get the ball out of your hands a lot quicker. So yeah, if he doesn't fix that, Alabama's gonna have, I mean, they're not gonna have a hard time. They always get recruits, but you already know what I'm saying. Alabama's not gonna be able to lean on Eli if he is supposed to be the next up in the quarterback room. So he's gonna need to work on that a lot. But all my quarterback coaches, all my quarterback gurus, and all of my Alabama fans, comment down below what you guys think. I normally don't make videos like this, but again, I saw all 20 of the quarterbacks. Eli is ranked as the 8th best quarterback in the country right now. 4-star, top 100 recruit, top 75 recruit. You can't be throwing the ball like that. I'm sorry. I've covered enough quarterbacks. You simply cannot get away at playing at the highest level of college football with those throwing mechanics. Tim Tebow did it. I know Tim Tebow did it, but he did it in a very limited offense where he was a running threat. Eli's not a running threat. Like, he can run a little bit, he can move a little bit, but he's not a running threat the same way that Tim Tebow was. He's gonna need to fix that throwing motion. Like, I mean, I know Alabama's got all the resources for him. He needs to fix that throwing motion. Again, comment down below what you guys think. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave this video a like. Comment down below what you guys think of the video. Hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 300,000 subscribers. With that being said, I love and appreciate all y'all, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.